Hours at it, pages torn, stories scattered, never reborn.
Here we go again on our own. White snake.
Pork chop.
We just name an animal.
Yes.
Here we are again, back at the pub, which seems to be our filming location. Or filming, there's no film, but it's our recording location.
It works well. I like it. I'm getting pretty comfortable here.
Well, we kind of have our own room. It's kind of, but we kind of hear the background noise. It's kind of nice.
Ish area, yeah.
Everyone here is wondering what the heck we're doing. They all think we're working
Yeah, I think we're in
meetings, and they're not wanting to interrupt us, which is kind of okay. But my drink's getting mid-empty.
Oh, we good.
Well, can you see it?
No,
Do you have eyes?
I thought you would have fun when I am. Is that?
See it?
Oh. I don't know if they should be singing. I thought that was still your first one. All right, well, you're kind of.
Oh, I am doing fairly well, thank you very much. So, here we are again. I don't know what episode this is, but it'll be up there. I don't even keep track anymore, okay?
Right, and whatever. We're just going to put them up as...
We don't call them episodes, we call them chapters. Because it's chapters added and pages torn.
And so the name of our podcast, yeah, we should probably say that one.
We should, and we torn a few pages to this point.
All of our pages are set to torn.
Yeah.
Dog-eared.
Listen, a few people want to rip me a new one. It's not a page.
Rip your chapter right out.
Right now, the listeners our listener, our German listener, Danke.
Thank you, by the way.
Yes, that's what Danke means. Thank you. So,
For people that don't speak German.
sorry, are you a translator now? For our German listener, they're probably thinking I'm a bit of a weirdo because my stories to this point have focused on a one-night stand with a woman with scritchy hair and on Latino lady that I inexplicably backed out of as she was naked splayed on my bed.
And,
Loco.
loco. Caliente loco.
So I thought what I'd do is I'd go back to a more innocent me for this story. And to be totally honest, like as we've talked about, my experience has been pretty limited up until the point where I became divorced. I got married quite young. My dating experiences prior to that were quite limited. And my first relation was with my then just be wife. So I did not have any high school experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't break my virgin seal until I think I was 19 or 20. I can't even really remember, but I think that was around what it was. And so, but this story actually predates that. And so there's no sex involved. So bring your children to the computer, folks. Sorry, our one listener, bring your young Edelweises.
No. Because we'll still swear.
I will probably swear. Yeah. Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So this goes back to when I was in high school.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you which one here, so we're going to keep track.
You're keeping track.
You know, repeat.
Well, this is going to tell you exactly what kind of... First of all, I wasn't street smart. I wasn't relationship smart. I wasn't even smart. I was just dumb and naive. And yeah, we all probably look back at our younger selves and wish we did things differently. But I wish things had gone very differently in this case.
So, okay. So this is this one at the very top.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
She has a list of my foibles, and she's knocking these down as we go.
We can have repeat offenders, but we just can't have...
Stinky Feet is the organizer. I'm simply the storyteller.
Storyteller, but you're also the IT techie guy. I could not do all this.
Well, that is... Listen, you should see this side of the screen.
Yeah.
We have voice modulations. We are...
Right?
We are pretty fucking awesome.
You are in your true nerd element right now.
I'm hoping this sounds good. I haven't tested the audio lately. But anyway, let's see how it goes. So I'm taking you all back to 1990. That tells you how old I am. Grade 12. It's the fall. Back in my day anyway, Grad was a big deal. These days, the kids seem to go without dates. They just go as a
Or they
big...
go in staggered. They get called up. They don't have a big grad where everybody sits on the
Right.
stage anymore. It's very
No.
weird.
Back in my day, I only went to high school with like 120 kids, and you had to find a date to go with,
Or you're
or you were a loser. I did not have a girlfriend. I was all of a $130
right.
and still 5'10", 5'11", but a $130. I was skinny as they come. I was a total geek.
I've seen pictures. I can vouch for it.
Yeah. I'm still a geek, but I'm bigger now.
You filled out.
Thank you.
You're welcome for a job.
And so the women weren't that interested in me because and frankly, I wasn't that interested in them. Not because I was, but it was more like I was just focused academically. I was more...
And you're into sports. And
I was into sports.
You're a busy kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but we're in grade 12 and I'm in English class.
Okay.
And I had an English teacher who I had a bit of a crush on.
Yeah.
Miss P.
Mhm.
Mrs. P. God, and her daughter was so gorgeous. I remember a picture on her desk. I was just like, oh, come on.
So you love the teacher and the daughter.
That's another episode.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
Probably not.
Is P stand for pedophile?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But
Checking.
so in English class, we had those old standard desks. We were lined up in rows, and we kind of had the desk that kind of opened up, and
Yes, I remember
it
that.
was old school stuff. And so right in front of me, so I was row 2, but right in front of me was this girl, Miss M. Miss M, not Mr. M, not your Mr. M. So Miss M. And Miss M, here's the funny thing. Was she pretty? I would say in a weird way, yes. But also everyone referred to her as Miss Piggy.
Ooh. So she had a unique look.
Her nose was a bit upturned. Her face was a bit rounder.
Oh.
But she had a nice body.
Okay.
Okay, but everyone referred to her as Miss Piggy, at least behind her back, not... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But
I knew that Miss Piggy was single.
Yes.
And we kind of got along in English class.
Okay.
And so I, out of the blue, there was no whining and dining up to this point. There was no...
I kind of like you. My friend tells you.
No.
Yeah.
I just went up to her and I said something like, "You want to go to Grad with me?" Yeah.
I'm sure it sounded exactly like that.
Yeah, probably. It probably was broken. You want to go to Grad? You want to go to Grad? You want to go from? And so she kindly said yes, and which was great. And so now I had my date lined up, so I wasn't going to be the loser.
Okay. The girl was a nice girl.
Right. And so because I had asked her out, then we started getting a bit more social together. It was like, hey, do you want to come over on a Friday night and hang out with my friends?
Oh, okay.
Thank you. And that type of thing.
So that's the sort of started you guys actually hanging out and getting to know one another. Because you said this is in fall and Grad's not till...
That wasn't until June.
Right.
But I had locked it down. I was in.
So that's what I mean. You guys had some time to get to know one another.
Yes. And there's... okay, so yeah, there's some good parts to this story. And so we start becoming buddies more than anything. There was... I think actually she was more attracted to me than I was to her. She was definitely more sexual than I was at that age. Women... I don't know what it is about women. They... I have stories about her. So, for example, her mom and dad had divorced.
Okay.
So her mom, who now I look back was probably younger than I am now.
Oh, okay.
You would go home on a Friday night and her mom would be on the couch in her lingerie.
Interesting choice.
It was like a Mrs. Robinson. Yeah.
You don't just lounge around in lingerie unless you're...
Her mother did. Okay. So Miss M had acquired a few of those similar, so for the day, you gotta remember it's 1990. In the 80s, you're a bit younger than me, but man, for my entire high school, AIDS was the thing. You couldn't, no one hooked up with anybody because, oh my God, we're gonna get AIDS. Everyone was worried about it. I'd say we were a very repressed cohort at that time.
Just scared straight, sort of.
But I'd go to her house and for a party or whatever, a Friday night party.
Because the mom was cool with that too.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And Miss M would be there in a short skirt and would lift it up and show me her panties.
Risque.
Very risky. Oh. But we never had it. Like, to be honest, we never kissed. Nothing ever happened. We were only friends. Probably because I should have been more forward in my youth, but I was very, very conservative. So anyway, time goes on. We get to about February, March. We're heading towards the grad. And Miss M starts dating one of my best friends, Mr. D.
Okay, so she had already agreed to go to grad with you.
Correct.
And then she always gets a boyfriend.
Correct.
Oh.
Correct. So she starts dating Mr. D.
Was Mr. D at all ever interested? How did that come about?
No, I mean, similar. We were all geeks. So we were all in band and drama class together.
Wow.
And they kind of met through the drama side of things. Okay. And so, listen, I never begrudged that. Mr. D was a good buddy. Miss M was a buddy. I liked my social circle.
Okay.
Cool. Right? So Mr. D had already himself had a grad date lined up. So he wasn't going to be uncool either. So we each had grad dates lined up.
Okay.
So a little awkward, right? Because they're now dating, publicly dating.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to Miss M at one point, I said, I'm good remembering not to say her name. I remember saying, look, if you want to go with your boyfriend, you let me know.
That would kind of be the preferable.
Like, I think my thinking was, we'll just swap grad dates.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just swapping. It was swapping before I even knew what swapping was.
I don't know. It's a story for another time.
So she said, no, I committed to you. Like, that's totally cool. Like, let's go together. And okay, cool. So anyway, so it comes to grad, and it's a big deal. Like, again, I feel like things aren't as big of a deal these days. But back then, like, my parents took me to go rent the tux. We made sure that my cummerbund or my tie matched your dress. Oh, yeah. Had to make sure we got the corsage with the flowers she wanted.
The limo.
Well, no, we didn't rent a limo. So this is part of the story. So a group of us, probably 20 of us, decided, let's not rent a limo, because near the hotel where we're holding the grad is a giant metropolitan park where they do horse-drawn carriage rides. And these carriages pull like 20 people at a time. And just they're Clyde sales, they pull like 20. So we said, let's do that. Let's all go in, rent that, go around the park, and then go to the hotel.
Were the horses allowed outside of the park to bring you to?
For this case, yes, they were. They were. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
In my home city, because this isn't my home city. And so that's what we did. But also my dad had a very sexy, very awesome Jaguar, right? So I didn't drink. Like, this is the other thing. This is why I'm such a geek. I did not drink till I was of age. So I was underage. I did not drink. So my dad says, well, if you want, for the rest of the night, because there was an after party and like people had planned to kind of go until the wee hours of the morning. Right. If you want, you can use my car and you can drive you and your date around. Dad, that would be lovely.
Take your home now.
So we do this courtship, and Mr. D and his date were like right next to us. Like the whole night, they were there with us. So we were on this carriage. We all did it together. It was a group activity.
Everything was happening.
Yeah.
Everybody understood the assignment.
And so then after the grad, because the parents were all there, we all sat at the table. Like, everything was cool up until that point. Then after grad, it's time to go. So there were two things that happened after grad. One, there was initially a boat ride in the harbor. Okay. Then from the boat ride, because grad ended around 10, the boat cruise went till about midnight, 1 o'clock. Then we ended up going to a club for an after party.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So from the point we got on the boat, my grad date was gone. When I say gone, she was still hanging around me because I was her ride. She just wasn't with me. She was now with her boyfriend. Which,
okay, yeah. She comes up to her end of the bargain. She mentioned with you.
Fair enough. But I was a geek and I was naive. So I turned from date to chauffeur. So his grad date, quite smartly, went off and hung out with all her friends. Me, on the other hand, we get off the boat and I say, where would you like to go?
Your said grad date and your buddy who are a couple who you...
So they hop in the back seat of my dad's Jaguar.
Okay.
And I'm now driving them to the after party. And they are absolutely all over each other in the back seat.
Snogging away.
And this is before Uber. This is before, like, I don't know. I was the new Uber, okay? I was the Uber of the time.
Uber before Uber.
This was very awkward. And so for about, half an hour till we get to the place, they're just smogging, they're doing their thing. I'm not very happy about this.
Don't imagine.
But I'm the driver.
Okay.
So I decide in my head that I will fulfill my duties as driver. This is, okay, current me would say, what the fuck?
And you would be like, literally get yourself an Uber. I'm going home. I'm going myself.
I'm going to go do my own thing.
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
I not only hung in there to drive them to the after party, I waited until they were done with the after party so I could drive them back to her place.
So you could drive them home.
So I could drive them home. So 4 a.m, I'm driving them back to her place. Well, once again, they are doing everything except inserting themselves in the back seat.
Will do.
And I'm just driving my dad's Jaguar. I mean, it was a cool car.
You got to borrow it for the night?
I got to borrow for the night. It was, when I look back, some people talk about the grads like, oh, it was the first night I got deflowered. It was the first night blah, blah, blah. I got drunk. I had a great time.
My grad sucked, by the way, and I'll let you know why. That'll be a different chapter.
Me, I become Mohammed, driving the Uber, and I'm the whole night from about 10 o'clock on, I am the ride. Now, I'm going to flash forward a little bit because there's more to this story. Because after grad, because back then we did grad after we graduated. So these days they do it like a month before. I don't understand how that works, but we were in June. So then for the next few weeks, I actually hung out with everyone, the group, and there was a pool party. And one other girl from high school, I remember, she was, looking back, she was so hot. And now that I know more about her, she ended up marrying quite a famous person. Okay. And I think they're still together. I don't know. But she was so hot. And like just my type too, like right down my type. And we were at a pool party together. And man, she was all over me. I guess I was the only single guy there.
Okay.
And Miss M pulls me aside and says, I don't recommend you do that. What do you mean? I wouldn't do that if I were you. So instead of me going, well, no, I'm freaking horny and I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I decided to shut the whole thing down. I'm going home. Okay.
You took the advice of Miss M. Okay.
Who was still with Mr. D. I mean, this is dumb, young me. Okay. In hindsight, this super hot lady.
Yeah.
Not only was she super hot, and I still think she's super hot from what I've seen. I mean, I haven't seen her in 25 years, but I reckon I would say she was hot, probably still hot. I also found out she was bisexual, had a very strong libido, and one of the reasons I was told not to be with her was her libido was too strong. Now, welcome to 1991, okay, folks? Like I have just. There's not a day. Well, actually, it's not true. I don't think about it every day. There's not a year I go by and I don't think, what did I miss out on?
Well, I think you missed a few opportunities.
Oh, I missed a lot of opportunities. I missed a lot of opportunities. Anyway, Mr. D actually, unfortunately, ended up passing away a couple years ago, quite young. He got cancer, which is one of those things. Miss M is happily married to another gentleman that I don't know, but
I'm sorry. Did Mr. D and Miss M stay together and they got married?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mr. D and Miss M each went their separate ways, but they remain friends too.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Both good people. Like, I actually don't begrudge either of them. Miss M, I think, lives on an island somewhere with her hubby. And I think she's an author, from what I can tell. Mr. D actually ended up being a bit of he ended up going to like UN climate conferences. He was an author, and he ended up, getting brain cancer and passing away quite young. And my takeaway from that, like, this is maybe explains a little bit. Like, I wanted to go to a story that is a bit of the genesis of maybe why I'm sowing my wild oats now. Because up until, and then, I mean, there's not a lot of stories before I get to my wife. So I passed up opportunities that I didn't even, like, I was just dumb and young.
Clearly. And you were so innocent and raised, obviously, with morals and fright, like a gentleman, all of that.
I used to be.
Very green and very naive, very...
So green and naive. I'm not green and naive anymore.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I feel there's a tipping point. Like, I almost feel like I'm too cynical and too...
Yeah, we slapped that right out of you, but almost too...
Oh, yeah.
Almost too far.
Like, am I a gentleman? I still think I am.
Yeah.
But with a bit of a cautious side to me. Like, we're going to get into it at a future point, but like, I recently went on a date, paid for everything, and then the person just basically ghosted me. And I'm not saying because you pay for everything that there even has to be a second date. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it would be polite to say, thank you so much, I'm just not interested.
Yeah, the ghosting.
And unfortunately, I did that with the hot bisexual lady.
Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Well, I mean, I am tearing that page out because I never want to think about that again. Wish I could have added that chapter.
I mean, Jesus, for sure. It's just not a chapter necessarily with a happy ending.
Why am I your friend? Why am I your friend? Stinky Feet, thank you for listening to my very embarrassing grad date, and we will talk next episode.